From Arkansas's streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 6.
Good morning. Thank you for being with us on THV 11, streaming with THV 11 Plus. I'm Karen Fuller.
I'm Hayden Balgavy. Happy Wednesday morning, everybody. Likely you got woken up in some areas where you live this morning. A little thunder, even a tornado warning around Danville earlier this morning, but looking a little bit better. Although Tracy Bean, Ashley King in the house, we're going to have a very busy, active day today.
We sure are. And I was telling Ashley earlier that it looks like everyone's maybe leaving a little bit early. The traffic really just picked up, and we've been talking about a lot of these storms are going to start rolling in, unfortunately, around this time and 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and that, of course, is when everybody's on the road. And
worst time possible.
I know, unfortunately. Hopefully, we're not looking at severe parameters at that point, but even just general thunderstorms sometimes are a little scary, especially with all that water on the road. So take your time this morning, even as you are traveling to and from. Make sure that we are watching the weather. Sorry, Ashley, I didn't let you talk. No. We are tracking again. I'm in talk mode this morning. We are looking at, again, these storms off to the west and to the south. We had a severe thunderstorm warning down in the southern portion of the state. That has been actually canceled before 6 a.m. So that's good news. It was weakening, but we're still seeing a lot of lightning down in that area. The live radar here. But looking at these storms off to the west and the southwest, continuing to see that move into central Arkansas. And of course, as I mentioned, that is exactly going to be the time that everybody's getting out on the road. But that's what we are seeing, in this heavier section will begin to make its way as well. So today we do have this weather impact alert for strong to severe storms and that flood risk, and staying informed, as I mentioned, even as you are driving to and from. It's going to be one of those days, and having a severe weather plan for the kids as you're dropping them off at the bus stop. Maybe your teen is driving to school, maybe you have an appointment, and even as you're heading home as well, make sure the kids are expecting what they need to do if there is severe weather later today. Download that THV 11 app on your phone. Watches and warnings will come straight to you. It's always a great tool. That way you don't have to worry about things too much. Scan the QR code there again, and we can always make sure that you are streaming that live radar 24/7. THV 11 Plus is always there for you. You're starting out this morning warm, so it is a bit muggy out there today, and continuing to see those very gusty winds. So winds are going to stick around for today and even through tomorrow, when we're not going to have severe weather. But we're going to track all of this, and I'm going to time that radar out for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, we are starting to see the roads a little wet in central Arkansas. Looking at downtown Little Rock right now, you can see that the state capitol is there in the distance, and this is what it looks like here at 630 and Interstate 30. You can't really tell that the roads are wet, but looking at some other views, we are starting to see some rain in downtown, at least according to my coworker that just pulled in a few minutes ago before we went on air. She said that it was starting to rain. This is what it looks like around the metro area. We don't have any accidents to tell you about. We'll check this again coming up.
Developing now, a follow-up to a case THV 11 first reported in October. The mother of a man who died while in custody of the State Human Services Department may be getting a six-figure settlement. 21-year-old Zachary Moore died September 7th. He'd been living at the Southeast Arkansas Human Development Center. An investigation revealed staff members held Moore face down for about 13 minutes after he tried biting a nursing assistant. His death led to a dozen employees losing their jobs, and Moore's mother, Angela Stevens, filing a lawsuit. A new court filing shows the family and state have reached a proposed settlement worth $725,000. But because it involves a state agency, lawmakers must sign off on the deal. They are scheduled to meet next week.
Continuing coverage this morning with new details. This on a deadly officer-involved shooting in Pine Bluff that left a 23-year-old man dead.
While prosecutors say the officers involved were justified in using deadly force, the city's new police chief says the incident still exposed problems within department policy.
THV 11's Tamara Knight breaks down what happened and the changes leaders now say they want to see.
Well, Karen, Hayden, family members say Jeremy Lawrence Jr. loved sports, made people laugh, and always looked out for those around him. Now, nearly 4 months after the 23-year-old was shot and killed by Pine Bluff police, the department is speaking out publicly about the incident and what they believe needs to change. In November, police responded to reports of gunshots in Pine Bluff. Investigators say a vehicle drove into the scene and officers noticed someone in the back seat with a gun. Police say Lawrence then got out of the moving car with the weapon weapon pointed in the direction of officers, prompting them to fire. Lawrence then ran from the scene toward a wooded area, turning the situation from what police described as an immediate threat into a pursuit of a fleeing armed suspect. Officers say during that chase, Lawrence raised his hands in a way they believe suggested he might shoot. That's when officers opened fire again. Lawrence was struck and later died. Prosecutors later determined the officers involved were justified in using deadly force. However, Pine Bluff Police Chief Sean Davis says the department's internal review still found issues.
Allow discharge of weapon while operating a moving patrol vehicle, steering with one hand, and under the Unsafe Act. This conduct reduces vehicle control, divided attention between driving and aiming.
Chief Davis says while officers are trained to shoot from vehicles in certain circumstances, the way it happened in this case raised safety concerns. The department is now looking at changes including clear policies on shooting from vehicles, additional use of force training, and more options for officers before deadly force is used. Now, Officer Corey Lowry has since resigned from the department, ending the internal investigation into his actions. The other two officers involved in the shooting remains on the PB force. For THV 11 News, I'm Tamer Knight.
All right, Tamer, thank you for that update from Pine Bluff. A new report by the Women's Foundation of Arkansas finds the high cost of childcare is pushing many Arkansas mothers out of the workforce. Their study shows families with 2 young children are paying around $17,500 a year, roughly 27% of the state's median household income. The Arkansas Advocate reporting that 69% of mothers surveyed say child care costs are a critical barrier to working, while others struggle to even find available providers. Researchers say the issue is affecting hiring and retention across the state and are urging employers and lawmakers to explore policies like paid parental leave, tax credits, and workplace child care options. The University of Arkansas is moving forward in its search for an interim law school dean. Administrative leaders now asking faculty and staff to weigh in on 2 candidates with feedback due by Friday. The move comes after the university abruptly rescinded a job offer to incoming Dean Emily Susky last month, following criticism from some Republican leaders over her views on transgender athletes. University leaders say the feedback will help decide who temporarily leads the law school when current dean Cynthia Nance steps down on June 30th. Now to the White House, President Trump appointing Erika Kirk to the United States Air Force Academy Board of Visitors. Kirk is the widow of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, who previously served on the board. The 16-member group advises the President and Defense Secretary on issues involving the Air Force Academy. White House spokesperson says Kirk will carry on her husband's legacy while advocating for the Air Force. And staying with Kirk, she will be in Little Rock today alongside Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Kirk and the governor are set to announce a statewide Club America partnership, part of Turning Point USA's effort to place chapters on high school and college campuses across the country. The announcement will take place at the governor's mansion at 1 p.m. You can watch it live right here on THV 11 Plus, our free streaming app, and we'll of course bring you updates in our later newscasts.
And ahead of that announcement, leaders with the Young Democrats of Arkansas will hold a press conference at the Democratic Party of Arkansas headquarters in Little Rock at noon today. The group is also planning to lead a march to the governor's mansion. Organizers say they'll outline what they call an alternative path for young people who want to get involved in politics and share details about their upcoming statewide convention. Now let's go back to meteorologist Tracy Bean and the forecast to help you plan your morning commute.
Well, the morning commute is going to be a bit slow, so take your time this morning. We're starting to see some of these storms moving into western and central Arkansas this morning. We're still watching a storm down in the southern portion of the state that's a bit strong at times. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that was canceled a little bit earlier, but for that area down there in southern Arkansas, still seeing be a bit strong with a lot of lightning associated with that. Now today, hour by hour, we're going to start start to see some of those storms moving in, like I mentioned, right during commute time. The winds are going to be a bit breezy as well. We're going to be dealing with this on and off throughout the day, so make sure you're staying weather aware. Again, going to see a few of those storms that could be a bit strong to severe at times. Stronger storms again to our south. They are just to the east of Interstate 30, and here in central Arkansas, just starting to move into the area. So take your time as you're heading out the door this morning. Ashley, how are the roads doing? I think they're probably going to get a little bit busier here soon.
Yeah, Tracy, I think you're right. Right now it's looking okay. We don't have a lot of volume on the roads just yet. Of course, it's still very early, 6:09, so we're not seeing any issues yet. We're looking right now at Interstate 30. This is around the Curtis Sykes exit, and you can see the volume starting to increase with that westbound traffic on 30 right now. You're right, Tracy. This looks a little bit busier than typically at 6:10. So we may have a busy morning. Maybe people are trying to get to their destination before this rolls through, but this is what it looks like right now. Our live traffic map showing all green, no slowdowns, no accidents, and we'll check this again in a few minutes.